A lot to unpack here, and right now we actually have more questions than answers about the CIF's rule changes. And to be clear, those changes are just for the state track and field championships for this upcoming weekend. Sources close to the situation tell me those rule changes were in the works weeks before the president posted his threats today. But here's a look at what's going on. So first thing this morning, President Trump posted on his Truth Social criticizing California's upcoming high school track and field championships happening in Clovis. He did not name the athlete by name, but noted what he called a transitioned male athlete is competing after winning several events. The president then went on to threaten large-scale federal funding if California does not stop this. He said he would call the governor directly today to find out which way he wants to go, after noting Governor Gavin Newsom has said trans athletes in girls and women's sports is unfair. He said he's also calling on local authorities to not allow the athlete he mentions to compete this weekend. So then, hours later, the CIF announced a new pilot entry process for the upcoming track and field championships, allowing a, quote, biological female student athlete to compete who may have otherwise been displaced from getting into the championships by a trans athlete. We also know there will be a change to the medal system that will allow trans athletes to essentially be scored on their own. So in long jump, for example, there could be a first place winner for the boys, the girls, and a third for a transgender student. In a statement, a spokesperson for the CIF said, quote, the CIF believes this pilot entry process achieves the participation opportunities we seek to afford our student athletes. We checked in with Republican Assemblywoman Kate Sanchez, who earlier this year pitched a proposal to no longer allow trans athletes in girls' high school sports specifically. We also caught up with Democratic LGBTQ State Senator Scott Wiener, who leads the Senate's Budget Committee, about these rule changes.
I read the coverage, so I've seen their quotes,
yeah,
but until I read it, I don't know.
But are you confused? Because honestly, a lot of folks are confused at this hour about these rules.
I think it's, I don't fully understand what they're doing, and that's why, before I comment, I want to learn more. I appreciate that at least they acknowledge that trans people should be allowed to play sports, but I need to look at the specifics before I comment.
We need to get something done.
Are these rules, these don't satisfy what you and other Republicans have been seeking?
It's incredibly weak, and we're angry. We're pissed at this. How every day that goes by, no one is protecting our girls. As an athlete, I couldn't even imagine this kind of situation happening to me when I played sports. This is unexcusable, and we need to have something done. Governor Newsom needs to pick a side and do something, do the right thing.
Now, Governor Gavin Newsom isn't saying anything about a possible call with the president about this. He's set to speak momentarily at a summit in the Bay Area, and we're standing by to see if he mentions any of this at all. On those rule changes, though, a spokesman for his office did say the governor is encouraged by those new rules. Now, we've also asked the White House for comment. Nothing yet.
Well, and Ashley, we know the Department of Education sent Governor Newsom a letter months ago asking for him to clarify the state's policies on trans athletes. Did he ever reply?
Right. That letter was sent in late March. And in that letter, Education Secretary Linda McMahon urged the governor to support Kate Sanchez's bill that we mentioned earlier. The Assembly killed that bill in its first hearing, noting trans athletes make up such a tiny fraction of high school athletes. We asked today, but it's not clear if the governor ever replied to that letter. We should note we also reached out to the governor's separate but equal in power legislative leaders, Senate Pro Tem Mike McGuire and Assembly Speaker Robert Rivas. Nothing from them yet either.
All right, Ashley Zavala, thank you so much.